Man, thank goodness.
Welcome to the HEX Late Show. It's 43OG here with you for another week. I've got the guys out the back, so I'm going to bring them straight up. Louis.
Good morning. Yeah.
Hey, chaps.
Sammy.
Hey, Sammy.
And Mayo.
Mayo. Open the minds.
Bear market, man. Got to keep working.
Hey,
are you actually in your donga on site or?
No, I'm at home. You can see my
I wasn't sure. Oh, maybe you decorate at the same time, same way, just so you feel at home when you're there.
No, I'll take one with me next week. Next week I'll show you the donga.
So what's going on, guys? What's been going on? Tell me.
Getting ready for Vegas, leaving on Saturday, so that's a bit exciting. Last working day tomorrow.
Nice.
Okay,
but what's happening
ahead, Ron?
So it's all going ahead. It's all good.
Apparently, you know what's going on, Bluey. I got the email to say it's going ahead, but a different venue.
It sounds like this. Well, we've got our hotels, and it sounds like everything is kind of just being a bit reorganized and maybe downscaled a bit, but there's tons of stuff happening. Tons of people are putting on parties and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a great time. I don't
need it's going to be full on. We got the golf pool party, Power City party.
Yeah.
Naga party.
The pool party, that's Freddie Quotes.
Yeah.
Party, yep.
Oh, that's Freddie Quotes having a penthouse party on the Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christy or CZ's having pool cabana party on the Tuesday. And then there's another party that night as well.
Let's face it, with all the parties, would anyone actually turn up to a conference anyway?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'll catch that speaker on the replay.
Even if it's yourself,
it's gonna
Bluey.
be hard to find the time.
I don't even know who the speakers are, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
don't know.
what's happening in that sense.
I'm sure the power. So it's supposed to be more of a Pulse thing. So I'm assuming more of the projects that are building on Pulse will be up there. Power City guys would be having a chat, I would imagine. Don't know if I think Gerardo would make an appearance.
Mintra.
Yeah,
Mintra.
Yeah.
They bought the rest of Nagabu's party tickets and given them out for free. So they're sponsoring that.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be full on.
So, guys, I'm not sure if you're up to date with what's been going on Twitter. But I have, let me see if I can find it. I've got some, there we go. No, Hang on, you have to give me a second. I need to tee something up in the background.
Copy.
But I've got some interesting images which puts into question.
You're
whether
breaking up to me,
the
OG,
Richard Hart.
43. Is that for everyone else as well?
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
And he's out.
In the meantime, what parties you going to, Sammy?
Right.
So so we'll play the golf on the Monday. Bluey's playing too. Then Monday night we got Freddie Quote's penthouse party. Tuesday we got CZ's Cabana party from 11 to 8, and then another party at night that night on the Tuesday. Wednesday Power City party about 8 o'clock, I think. Thursday Nagaboos party. I think that's it. And there's a happy hour and another party in that as well.
That's a lot of parties.
And-
So yeah. it's
And
gonna be
when are
full
you coming home, Sammy?
Fly out of the
You might not
States
make it
on
home.
Tuesday the 13th.
Oh,
and
so
get
you're
back to
staying.
Melbourne on the 15th.
So you're staying a little bit longer then? Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So I'm staying about four nights extra or
Nice,
5
yeah.
nights, and then Jack and if you know Jack Hexagon and a few others, we might go to the Grand Canyon on the Friday, which will be fun, and then just shopping and hanging around for the rest of the few days. So yeah, I'm super excited. No kids, no cooking, no ex.
You're
It's
gonna
gonna
go
be
hit up.
awesome.
You're gonna go hit up the Louis Vuitton and the Rolex stores and everything.
No way, I can't afford that shit. Not yet, anyway. Not until PulseChain launches, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a
What?
question for you. Do you think that there could be another founder who could challenge Richard Hart in any way, shape, or form?
Another
I think
founder.
there might be. I think there might
saw
be.
that.
I think I found it. I think I found it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Let's have a look here. Hang on a second.
Whoa. Whoa.
He's got a case of Red Bull packed there.
What a
There
massive
you go.
schlong. Is that real?
Jeez, who would have thought? Who would have thought that he was hung like a horse? Eh?
He's not.
Bit of a donkey
Okay.
going.
And then there's another founder. He's got a fair cock on him as well.
Is that Sergi? Is that Sergi?
Hairy
That's
though.
wrong.
It's Charles
Hoskinson.
Hoskinson, Cardano guy.
Oh, Charles Hoskinson. Oh, gross.
And of course, there's this guy.
Are they doing a bit of
Yeah.
docking now, are they?
What do you know about Docker Mayo? How
Oh, you
was
don't know
Europe,
what-
Mayo?
You don't know what happens on a mine site.
Did you have fun in Europe, or did you do much docking over there?
Zero docking for me.
Oh, sure.
I'm Australian.
Hey,
my name.
massive shout out to everyone in the chat. Thanks for coming along. If you have any questions about HEX or the HEX ecosystem, please ask. Please ask. That's what we're here for, to help explain. And in the rest of the time, we just talk shit about crypto, right? Pretty much.
Some
That's what
of
we do.
it does make sense.
Some of it does. Now, there's one thing I do want to point out. There is something out there. There's a crypto out there that's come out very recently that some people are confusing with the Hedron ICOSA ecosystem. I'm not going to mention it, but it's got a very similar sort of feel to it. And
Name to it.
a name, yep. And it's what's important to understand is that's got nothing to do with ICOSA and Hedron, as far as I understand. It's got nothing to do with that ecosystem at all.
Yeah.
So it's
Just-
important to
We do, unfortunately, we do seem to be getting a lot of these tax tokens getting launched for better or for worse. They generally don't fare that well. It's your money, you do what you like with it. But the early people get rewarded in those systems and everyone else gets left holding the bag. So, yeah, just be careful out there, guys. Make sure, look, I'm not going to tell you how you spend your money. You do with it whatever you want, but make sure you're doing your research. And if you don't understand the tokenomics behind a token, maybe you're a little bit newer, ask someone. There's heaps of people out there that you can ask, and just don't just blindly buy tickets. Like, there's got to be a reason why you want to get it. Either it's got some utility, or the tokenomics are such that it makes it worthwhile. But there's a lot of questionable stuff out there at the moment. So you really you're giving your money away.
I saw a bit of misinformation out there saying that Alex, the founder of Hedron and ICOSA, had actually made this other token, and that's totally, as far as I understand it, Bluebomb, I'm sure you can confirm this, who's someone who's pretty close to the source there. That token has nothing to do with Alex whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving Hedron. The gift just keeps on giving, and it's pumping. So why is Hedron pumping? Is it because of ICOSA?
And to be honest, it's as someone.
You're very low,
Very
Bluey.
quiet,
You need to bring your microphone up to your your face.
Telling you for 6 months.
Yeah.
No, we can't hear you, mate.
We can't really hear you, Blue.
Maybe we couldn't hear you for 6 months.
I wish you had a fix
how's
it
that?
sooner.
Better?
Yeah, that's good.
No?
And
That's
look,
better.
guys, if you're, I just want to point out to people in the chat, look, don't just shill random tokens in the chat, because you'll get booted from the chat. Okay, we're very careful about what we talk about here, and if it's something that hasn't been vetted by the community, we don't just put it out there. And because there are people watching who might see that and might think that that's something that they should go and invest in when we know nothing about it. So just be careful with what you're writing in the chat. Don't shill things that haven't been vetted by the community, please.
There's
I
a
know.
good
I
video
know
You know,
some.
one of the ways,
Sorry, you go,
if you
Blue.
want to go.
one of the
If someone
ways
wants to
that,
research
one of the
it.
things that kind of when that came out, that new one that starts with D, it's kind of like you're obviously trying to like backpack on ICOSA and Hedron by making that name, and the contract has nothing to do with the ICOSA or the Hedron contracts. Well, not even anything like them. So it's on the one hand, like, you know, like all these people copying a name, or like when they did with HEX, you know, they changed one letter out of it and then launched that. It's just, it feels so scammy, hey? And just like,
Did you see
like
the professor?
like you're
from
trying
Brazil
to suck in
go back
people
and
who
forth?
aren't paying attention. I was going back and forth with him.
You were in there. Yeah, so the professor in Brazil who was going back and forth with Richard Hart, and his example of what he was going to develop was something called HEP token instead of HEX token, and it was going to inflate way more.
It's going to inflate 1 million% every day.
And when it was put to him, this is a professor, a university professor, by the way. When it was put to him, why don't you go and discuss this with Richard? Why don't you do a live? Richard put it to him. Crickets, silence. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. So
it wasn't crickets. He flat out said, no, I'm not going to. I'll keep it here on Twitter. Twitter is fine. He didn't want to have a live discussion. That guy is like so... Like, for him to be a professor is just astounding. Like, he is.
So he was a computer science,
mentally incompetent, critically incompetent. Like, and just full of ridicule, and like that's all his argument was.
He blocked all the hexagons after that. He said he was defeated.
He doesn't
Did you see
block
that? He didn't block me either.
No, he muted people.
He muted the word, I think.
Yeah, muted.
Maybe
Oh, it's good on him for at least.
I mean,
jumping into the fray.
His analogy for HEX. But his analogy for HEX is like a 1980s chain letter. And so for the people who weren't around in the 80s, it used to be that you get this letter in the mail and someone sent it to you. And it was basically like you had to send it to 5 other people or something like that. And it's just like a way to network a whole lot of people. And like kids would often send it.
like
No, so
adults
there was
didn't enjoy it.
one,
And
there
he was
was one
comparing
where-
HEX to that. It's just like,
And
what
and he
on earth
failed,
are you
and the
talking
professor
about?
failed his own maths test. He put a maths test there for Richard. Richard answered it, but he failed his own test. He gave the wrong answer to his own maths problem.
How good is
Oh
that?
my god.
There you go.
Yeah,
Anyway.
those chain letter
So
things.
why
that-
is it cost a pump?
We seem to have a lot of really big delays on this tonight. It's hard to talk. Yeah, that chain letter thing that Bluey's talking about, the general preface was someone would send you a letter and then you had to send $5 to everyone else that was before you. And then you would send it on to 5 or 10 new people or whatever it was. And then eventually down the line, you would get people sending you $5 all the time. And the theory was you would come out in front.
Good game theory.
Yeah, I got that. I got that
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah, look, guys in the chat, you have to bear with us. We do have delays. I can tell when we're talking, we're all like a couple of seconds apart. We're all over the place. Like Mayo's, where are you, Mayo?
I'm down
Jexa,
here somewhere.
I don't want to dox people, but you're in WA. People know that anyway.
Yeah.
Which is a big place. Go find Jexa in WA. Good luck. Sammy's in Melbourne. I'm in
Melbourne.
Europe. I don't know where Blue Bum is. He's probably in South America somewhere. So we're all over the joint.
No.
So I think
I'm just going to blame
I
you
think
for
you just have
it.
to blame me.
You're the
Just blame
furthest
me.
away. Yeah.
Am I? Am I the furthest away, or is it Bluey?
From what?
He's back. Oh,
From
well,
us.
Furthest
that's
away
it.
from what? From
Yeah.
the server. From
Well, the
the
service would be in
restream
America,
server.
wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How's the Vespa
who knows?
going? 43. You been riding it around?
I have been. The Vespa is awesome. I love the whole don't need a license to ride a 50cc motorbike
Yeah.
around. I
Do you
love
wear a
that.
How's the
helmet?
castles?
Yeah, I wear a helmet. Look, it doesn't go very fast. It doesn't
You
go
take the
very
kids
fast.
on
It's-
that?
No,
No?
no. I don't have a helmet for the kid. I don't have helmets, so
Oh,
no.
yeah.
And it's like a one person. It doesn't really have a big enough seat.
You haven't been to
considering
India,
the-
mate.
They
You get
dirty
two,
bloke.
get
You
two
also have to
families,
consider-
two families on one of those things.
Yeah, but you have to consider the
And the
size of my
shopping.
ass as well. Living in Italy for the last 7 weeks, it's occupying a bit more real estate than
How's
it
your
was
dad
when I
bod
got
going?
here. It's going awesome. Yep.
That's awesome. How long are you over there till? You're there for a few months, yeah?
Undisclosed amount of time.
Yeah, nice.
Undisclosed amount of time.
Oh, well, you deserve it. Nice holiday.
Thank
No
you.
work.
I'm working. No, I'm definitely
Are
working.
you working? Are you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm remote working,
Oh, good
doing
for
stuff,
you.
but I have to. I've got business. Got to work.
Yeah.
We're in a bear market, Sammy. Look, even I've got my work clothes still on.
I know. I'm working
Everyone's
too,
gotta work.
bros. I'm doing 10-hour days, but I'm so looking forward to
I'll
my
be
holiday.
working
I'm
regardless of
working-
the market.
Yeah, I know.
Always keep
I'll be
grinding.
working regardless. I've decided that whilst I might at some point I might decide to officially retire, but I'm still going to be doing stuff all the time. I won't be sitting around doing nothing. I can't
You get
do
bored.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Got to have something to keep your brain engaged.
Do you really want your kids just to see you sitting around doing nothing all the time? You want at least to and plus you want to keep yourself occupied. Otherwise, you just wither away.
I just change my work. That's all I do.
Yeah, that's right.
being
And work
dirty.
what you want.
Yeah. And a lot more.
So
gym.
why is Headrun pumping, guys? And is it going to keep on going?
Obviously, we've had a big launch. There's a lot of good news around all of that. We've seen. I think everyone's starting to understand the system a little bit more as well now. You had obviously the big hype phase of the WhatsApp pool where that ended on Monday morning for me.
Yesterday. Or 2 days ago.
Yesterday.
1.5 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's obviously come to an end now. So hopefully you were paying attention. If you wanted to be part of that, you jumped in and had a little bit of skin in the game. But I think everyone's really understanding the role of ICOSA and how that's sort of leveled out in price and the way it relates back to HEX now. And I mean, there's calculations out there of what is fair value for Hedron, and a lot of people know that. So that's probably pushing the price where it needs to be, and I'm sure there's a lot of people trading it as well.
Don't
you
forget
don't get
this
a
date right here.
And we
I reckon
What's
the price
that?
will pump before that date too. What do you reckon?
November 13. What was? Oh, that's
What
the
is that date?
is that the auction? Is it?
that's the
Yeah.
90 days
Yeah.
is up, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Yeah,
look
so
at that
you
chart,
think?
hey?
Yeah. So what Mayo is referring
Yeah, basically,
to there,
Sam.
you go, Bluey.
Well, basically, everyone's been shaken out. We've had months and months of all these came from a HEX stake. Every single Hedron was stakers. And so the people who dumped have been dumping for the last whatever months, and they're all out now. And what are left are people who they either don't need to dump it or see its value. So I think that's why it's pumping at the moment. And because of the auctions, obviously. Yeah.
So, well,
And
there's a
because
number
now
of,
you can stake everything.
yeah, that's right. There's a lot of it getting locked up as well. So there's
There we go.
there's yield from locking it up, and then there's also, like Mayo just said, on the 13th of November, a lot of stakes will go up for auction. So HEX stakes will go up for auction, and you need Hedron to be able to participate in those auctions.
I think we'll see
And-
Hedron go up until that date, and then we might see a drop after that. What do you reckon?
You know, those auctions are going to be over a week. So you could see a bit of dumpage over that. Depends how high it goes. Like,
Blue, with the auctions, when they start, what's the minimum length of time an auction will go for?
24 hours.
24 hours, okay.
Yeah, so what happens is that you've got all of these HSIs which have been liquidated. And in order to pay off that liquidation, you just have to pay off how much Hedron was borrowed, which is only like in the dollars amount at the moment for most of these, regardless of how many T-shares and stuff they are. And so, they're obviously all going to be, people are going to try to, pay the minimum amount possible. And so it's kind of like, there are thousands of them coming up within a week. Like in the first day, there's like 2,000 or something like that.
Two and a half, I think.
So like, and then, it tapers off over the week, but it's interesting what people's tactics are going to be because there's so many of them. But then again, that many people know about it because that many people sacrifice their HSI, and you'd think that those people want to look to get their HSIs back. And I'm sort of thinking, what would a good tactic be in the auctions? Like, would you put 20% of its value, or would you put half of its actual value, and then hope that other people don't overbid you?
Sorry, Blue. I was a bit switched off then. I don't know if you already said this. It starts at a minimum, and that minimum is the amount of mintable Hedron that came from it. Is that
Borrowable?
correct?
No, borrowable.
Sorry, borrowable.
So whatever was
Yeah.
borrowed, that needs to be paid back.
Yep.
Basically.
So that sets the floor of the auction.
Yeah, but that's only like what you're getting is like in the dollars or tens of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
So
like at this
Is it
point in
that plus
time.
interest? Is it that plus the interest payable?
yeah, it is. Sorry, yeah. Plus
So since it's only going to be 3 months, like it depends when that HSI was created.
it's just
Is that right?
it's
Or-
really like
no.
it's really negligible. The amounts are just so
Okay.
negligible. Yeah. And they're going to be
shout
paid
out
off.
to-
They're gonna,
Shout out to Fiat for the super chat, $7.99. Sammy thinks you're talking about chains and leather. I think this was from a minutes back, actually.
I don't get it.
I think it was
Okay,
maybe
so-
metallic PP.
Oh yeah, right.
So let's have a look at the HEX chart. Hey, let's see what's going on. Because I saw that Bitcoin dropped below $20,000 again.
Just recently or the other day?
Oh, shameless.
Just the other day. Just the other day. Oh, and by the way, quite a milestone in the HEX. We've surpassed 1,000 days of HEX. It's since its inception.
Yep.
1,000 days. So we're well on our way to 3 years. And can you believe that it's been 3 years? It's hard to believe that 3 years have passed. You know,
Yeah, it flies by.
really hard to believe.
So at what point does the rest of the space give it the respect it's due and start treating it like every other crypto that's out there and not blackballing it? How many?
The legacy crypto, as in
No,
when did they start?
As in the rest of the space. So your likes of Coin Market Cap and everyone else that's been hanging shit on it. At what's the point? What's the trigger point where they go, okay, well, this thing's not going anywhere. It's going to be around. So
Maybe once PulseChain launches and that gets a bit of a fair go, because there's bigger players in that. Maybe once
it could be never.
Get recognition, it could be never.
Yeah,
It could be never, because it's not in their interests. It's not in their interests to help in any way. To help it in any way.
Can you think of any other coin or token that has been blackballed by the space? I guess BSV was to some degree.
None have been shunned like Richard and HEX. And Richard doesn't deserve it. Richard is so freaking smart and such a funny guy. Like, you know, he just doesn't. He's been calling out scams. I saw him call the 20K Christmas, for God's sake. Like, and always warning people, don't do this, don't do that. No one else did that. And now the tables are turned and people just can't see reality. It's so annoying. Just grinds my gears.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Like 4 years on, 5 years on. how long can you keep denying it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Just looking at this chart, guys. I mean, it's hard to predict what's going to happen because, you know, obviously, as we've seen, the HEX chart is there is, you know, some level of correlation with the wider crypto market and what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. But do we think that does this look like a bottom to you guys? I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a chart guy, but does that look like a bottom to you, or do you think we could possibly go down further?
Man, it's such a trader thing to say, but it is 50-50 at the moment. It really is. Like that 20K line, it's got to be defended. If you lose that 20K line in any significant way, that will start a cascade, I reckon. But it's working hard to defend it. I'm hopeful. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst, I guess, is the approach. There has been some good support there, or trying to anyway.
Well, what's going on with Mt. Gox? Has anyone heard anything about Mt. Gox?
I've got that on my list of things to talk about because that's a load of shit. Everyone's saying that these Mt. Gox coins are coming, and anyone that is a creditor is going, we haven't heard anything. So Tangent, a couple other guys on Twitter, no one's been asked to give them an address to receive funds on. So I think I don't know whether it's people deliberately fudding the price down and putting that out there, or just like for whatever reason would you just make that shit up? Like I don't get it.
There's a thing I just sent 43 I don't know if you want to mention the B word, Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin monthly returns over the last 10 years. If you see that, I'll send it to you in DM 43 if you want to pull it up. But September always seems to trend down. So I think we're still going to go down next time.
You think Bitcoin is going to go down? Do you think HEX is going to follow?
I think we will at this stage.
Where did you send it?
Telegram.
Directly to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still unconvinced that we're correlated with the rest of the market. I know that it has been going down as Bitcoin has been going down, but just that it doesn't seem to follow the same trajectory like this at the exact same time. It's more just like a general kind of thing.
Mm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a HEX kind of market cycle where, people are basically taking a lot of profit.
Could well be. Yeah, I mean, it just may be trending at the same pace, or not the same pace, but trending in the same direction just because of, like you say, we went through that big blow off top, and it's all got to wash out and takes time to rebuild the market. So
yeah,
could well be. I really hope it is. I hope we are genuinely decorrelated, and as soon as we see that move away, I think that will be if you see Bitcoin going down and HEX trending up, and that happens consistently for a little bit, that'll give everyone the fire they need to get that sentiment heading in the right direction. At the moment, everyone's playing it very careful.
Yeah, well, Richard Hart reckons it's going to drop. He said it could still drop down. I reckon.
Yeah, but his analysis is just based on, it's going to have to drop 85 from the top. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not exactly it's just based on historical data. This is what it's done.
I know, but if you look at the uncanny times, Richard's been right. I mean, Luna, you saw the clip with Celsius. Get your crypto off exchanges. Like, Richard is just super smart. It's like he almost knows the future in crypto. Like, many, many times he does this. You can see he does it. It's evident. Like, I don't know. Like, I reckon even if we all think it's not going there, it could possibly go there because he's not often wrong. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you on that. Plus, looking at this chart, putting the two together.
Hey, Mayo, I don't know what's up, but for some reason, when I bring up those images, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, a bit hard to see that one, mate.
Yeah.
I'll just make my screen a bit bigger. She's a little bit fuzzy. So we're looking at September, and you reckon on the whole, September's been a red month. Is that what you're basing that on?
In the history of the last basically 10 years, it's always been down 5 to 20% in the red.
So when was our last halving? When was that? That was that 17-18, wasn't it?
The problem with all of these historical things is just like the past doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to repeat in the future.
No.
And so
this is true. This is true, man.
It doesn't take into account any of the macro stuff that's happening, or even the buying and selling, which is actually happening. It's more just kind of people trying to guess which direction.
Yeah.
Someone's just sent me a DM. What channels are we streaming on? 43.
We are streaming on the Discourse Syndicate.
Yeah.
And we're also streaming on the HEX Late Show channel, simulcast. And we're on Twitch. I believe we're on D Live. And I think we might also be on Discourse Syndicate Twitter and Theta.
Okay. So someone was just saying they were in chat, and there was only a couple of people in chat, so I'm not sure what.
Yeah. They're in the HEX Late Show. They're watching it on the HEX Late Show channel. Mm-hmm. So if you want to watch it where all the people are chatting, come over to Discourse Syndicate channel and watch it on that channel. We basically just simulcast because it's easier to simulcast it to keep a copy on another channel than it is for me to then go and download it and upload it. It's just less work to do it this way. But come watch it on Discourse Syndicate.
Melbourne Cup being cancelled.
What's that?
The Melbourne Cup being. It's saying the Melbourne Cup is cancelled.
He's probably having new
Is that BS? Yeah, right. Bit of a
He thinks
joker.
rubbish. He's a bit of a joker, the old Fia.
Is that-
We know who he is.
Is that
We know
Buck
Buck.
or
Yeah, that's
right?
Buck.
Ah, okay, right. Fair enough.
Hey, Buck.
Gotcha.
How are you, sweetie?
Is he coming to Vegas?
No, because he's a wussy. He was going to come and now he's not. Oh.
Wussy girls blouse.
Slack.
Yeah.
So tell us
Well,
about this fight, Mayo.
Yeah, what about the fight in Melbourne?
Oh yeah, so there's that as well. I forgot about that actually. So this week Jake's got the boxing fight. It's at Eaton's Hill in Brisbane. If anyone's around wants to go check it out, but it's going to be aired on Fox Sports and KO. So that's pretty cool. So he'll be on there representing HEX and Discourse.
Has he done
Syndicate.
boxing before?
He has. He's only had one pro boxing fight previously. He's done a lot of tent boxing behind the scenes that no one knows about.
Oh yeah.
Which is still a thing in rural areas. Yeah. So
Really?
yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing with his hands. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So like people kind of illegally organize fights. Like
No, they're legal. They're still legal.
undisclosed- Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
But they're just
still
in a tent round the back of a pub or something.
yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, in rural areas.
It must be so hard to switch up like that, though, hey? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've done
like
it
a
too. I've
different
had
sport,
one pro
hey?
boxing fight, and the discipline to not try and knee someone or clinch someone when they come in on you and
chuck an
you
elbow
can't
in.
use your hands or an elbow. Yeah, straight up. It's hard.
I bet.
So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a struggle for the guys with the other weapons, but no, I think he'll do great, and yeah, it's good because we'll make TV. So we got HEX on TV in Australia,
Nice.
so it'd be
On
cool
Fox.
to catch up on Foxtel and KO if anyone's got it.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. So
Yep.
it's a good outcome.
So, is there anything
It's
else
going
you
to be
can?
on Foxtel. It is going to be on Foxtel.
Yeah, the boxing fight will, yes.
The boxing fight.
December
The one
fight,
in
no.
Queensland.
Yeah, so the boxing fight this weekend is in Queensland as well, in Brisbane at Eaton's Hill Hotel. That's the Foxtel aired one, and then the December fight is the Diamond Belt, which at this stage has not been picked up to be aired, but we're pushing to get Stan Sport to air it. Foxtel said no, Fox Sports said no, but we're pushing Stan now to get that, so we're waiting to hear back. Otherwise, worst case scenario, it'll just be live streamed again.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? You mentioned something in one of our private chats. I don't know whether that's become a bit
What
more
about
of a thing.
Melbourne?
Apparently, I'm down playing.
And what about the Melbourne one?
Yeah, so sorry, I saw who was that? Ash, the Melbourne venue. So I don't know if you guys saw. I shared another poster for another promotion down in Melbourne that had a HEX logo on it, and I got questioned by a few people if I did that, and it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. I contacted them and found out he's actually a Hexican. So the guy that owns that promotion is a Hexican, and he saw what we did with Rise, and he thought he'd do it to his own show. So yeah, we've connected now. He's going to come up and meet me at the December show, and we're going to have a catch up in real life and talk about potentially doing what we do with the Rise Championship up here down with his show down in Melbourne moving forward. And he has the connections for Fox Sports, so his show will be on Fox Sports as well. Apparently, he's
Nice.
telling me. So yeah, we've made some progress there.
Oh well, hopefully. What's
Very
that
nice,
in
mate.
February, Mayo? You coming down to Melbourne maybe if it's on?
Yeah, I think we will. Definitely. So
Cool.
if it
We'll
works
get to
out with
meet
him in
you.
December, yeah, we'll definitely come down and do the trip down. I'll have to meet all your Melbourne Hexicans, and you have to come
Oh
out to the
well,
fight.
maybe we'll do a meetup if you come down. We might do a meetup in the city and see who wants to come. That'd be a bit
When
of
did you
fun.
say that was, Mayo? When did you say that was?
The Melbourne one, or
Yep, the Melbourne.
I haven't got the exact date, but it will be February. He told me. Yet to confirm,
cool.
but yeah, February
Cool,
at this
cool.
stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
So yeah, we got a
I'm
bit on.
just-
So
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
I just thought it was awesome how he just done it off his own back, just because he saw what we did with Rise. He's not on Twitter, he's not on YouTube, he doesn't do anything like that, but he's a Hexican. He's told me he's gone balls deep in PulseChain, PulseX sacrifices, and Yeah, he just saw what we did with Rise and thought it'd be a good idea if we didn't do the same with his show.
Yeah. Oh, if he needs the word spread around, he doesn't necessarily need to be on Twitter, but he can just get us some info and we can get it around so everyone can see what's going on.
Yeah, when I have the meetup with him in person at the Rise show December, I'll definitely put it forward to him. We'll get some more info, make a plan.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you say he's flying up to Brizzy? Is he?
Yeah. So he's
good.
pulled the. So we actually had a phone call, and yeah, he's decided he's going to come up and meet me and come to the Rise show, and yeah, go from there.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good.
So see how we do it all there. And
I said this when you were on the other week. You've done really well. Like you're making some really good inroads there and making some really good connections. And yeah, keep doing it, man. It's awesome.
I mean, I used to be in that, so I've got a pretty good network in that sporting industry. I just didn't have the backing to do it all myself, and you guys helped me out, and DS helped me out, and yeah, we made it happen. So it's pretty cool, and I think it's only getting better and bigger. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm just trying to be a bit chilled.
Yeah,
it's actually a really big deal, but yeah, I think it's still sinking in.
Yeah,
especially this December.
Yeah, you might have to give up the tool so you can become a full-time promoter, mate.
Yeah, that's what someone else mentioned to me as well. That would be cool. That would be a dream of mine to have a gym and a promotion to do some matchups, train some people, get it on. So you never know. See how we go. Also, with the December one, I sent. Did you guys get the canvas picture? I don't know if you want to show it. If anyone wants to see it. But yeah, we're up on the game a bit. And the actual floor of the ring is going to have hex.com all over it.
Let me see. Where'd you send it?
I think it's in the fight. Yeah, in Telegram on the fight organisation one. I can probably get it for you, mate. If you.
No, I did it in the late show one.
Oh, did you?
Probably done it both, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it was in late show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it was. It was in the late show.
Y43 is bringing up that. So we'll have the canvas. Will be branded. Still got the ring card girls.
So I've got
the trunks. So the guys wearing the trunks will be for the whole event. Will be Hex or.
No, just the main event. The main event will be the Hex shorts. We'll have the signage around the ring. We've got the canvas. We've got the corner pads. We've got the girls. We've got a stall.
Pretty much got it covered.
Yeah, we've pretty much got the whole show. Like, and I need some more hexagons. So any of you hexagons watching that can come or would like to come, let me know.
So you need
more of us there.
You got a table of 10.
No, that's in Brisbane, yeah? Brisbane hexagons. That's all. And you put it in the group, the Brisbane group, Mayo?
Yeah, I think I've shared it there already. So, because I'm going to have a stall set up as well. So
it's
good to have some more hexagons.
That was on the 13th of December, wasn't it? Is that right?
10th.
10th of December.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see what I can do, mate.
Cool.
More the merrier.
Yep.
I might even, if we get enough people, I might even organise a second table.
Yeah.
Can someone else bring up that image? Because for some reason, the images I'm bringing up aren't. I'm not sure. You tell me if you can see this image on the screen.
Nope.
No, it's not popping up.
It's black.
Can people in the chat see that Rise Championship image? Can you guys see that?
No. Oh, in the chat, sorry.
Yeah, in the chat, because we can't see the videos either when they play.
Yeah, right.
Although my chat seems to.
I always thought that was just a me thing. I didn't realise everyone was like that.
No, it's. Yeah, I can't see that. For some
No,
reason.
can't see it.
I'll try.
Did anyone else? Did we miss any questions while we're waiting? I don't know.
Yeah, so in Melbourne, Mayo, we should have a few people interested. Even Steve in the chat was saying that he's interested. He's going to help with the next Hex, and he's coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely come support the one in Melbourne, and we'd love to see you. And we'll get all the other hexagons on board. We've got some great hexagons in Melbourne too. So
well, we might try and do
awesome.
a VIP table at that one as well. We can all sit there and spend the night together.
Yeah, cool. That'd be a lot of fun.
There we go. We got it.
So that's the
Awesome.
mat at the Rise Championship. That's going to be in the ring, the fight ring.
Yeah. So that's the canvas. So that's the floor of the ring at
Canvas.
the moment. Yeah.
It's awesome. You've got Discourse Syndicate there on the side and hex.com.
Where is that showing? I can't even see that.
Hey, this one that's available, right? This one that's available. How much is that?
Are you pointing to the big one? Because I can't see your cursor.
Oh, sorry, yeah. The one that says available on the side there, on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah, because there's a big one on the left and the two corner ones still. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to get a quote back to add on another
No,
one.
the big one on the left, because we should get Richard Hart's just face doing this and just say richardhart.com.
That'd
We
be
should
pretty
just
cool.
like
Actually,
get that right.
I didn't
Because
even
they've
think
got
of that.
another face up the top there. So we should just get his face there. Can we get, is it full color?
Yeah, it will be coloured as you see there, pretty much. So I don't think the floor will be black. I think it will be like a dark grey. But yeah, as you see there is the colour that will be printed. That's a pretty good idea. I didn't even think of that. I did ask him, because if no one else picked that up, I was just going to pick that up for my company. But we could probably pick that up and put RH on there. That'd be pretty cool.
It's going to be him going like this though. You know how there's that like image? I don't know what it's from, like a live stream or something.
Someone flick us a link for that, and I'll get it. I'll forward it onto them and see if they can do it.
You mean the one where he's going like that?
Yeah, that one. And just underneath richardhart.com. Because that's his.
Yeah.
I think that's his website, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yep. Yeah, I'll flick a message for you. We can find out. So whoever's got the link, if someone does have it, send it through to me, and I'll forward it on, and we'll find out.
Because if you see that on a mat, there's no way you're not going to go to that and check out what the hell is this about? Some guy's face.
Who is this dude? Yeah.
Who is this guy? And then it will tie in with like, the hex.com underneath and all of that. So
Yeah.
that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, something to grab your eyes, isn't it?
Bluey, when are you getting into Vegas?
Well, I'm only hours away right now. I'm in California. Just I crossed the border yesterday, and so I'm just cruising around California, and then I'm only a few hours away from Vegas, so I'm just gonna wait until it until my hotel's ready, and then I'm gonna go there.
How you getting to Vegas?
I've hired a car, so I'm just cruising around in a car.
Oh, cool.
Didn't get
Which
a
is
best
the best way. Didn't do the best part. The luggage on the
Riz is
back end.
coming. Rizology's coming from Vegas too.
From California.
We're going yeah. And he's in the chat. Hi, Briz. So we're going shopping on the Sunday. If you want to join us, there's like a big group of us. We're going outlet shopping. If you want to hang out.
That's the Sunday after or the Sunday before?
Nah, Sunday before. When are you getting there?
Yeah. Well, I think my hotel is from Sunday night, so I'll probably get there Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
We'll
can
be
meet
there.
up for sure Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, well, me and Ty get in Saturday midday USA time.
Nice.
Oh, around, afternoon, yeah. So
what do you want to do? You want to go shopping?
yeah, outlet shopping, bro.
Well,
I gotta go to the Nike outlets.
It's not really my scene, to be honest, but yeah.
Really? Well, there's a whole heap of us want to go. I'm mainly going for my kids. Like, they're already like, Mum, buy me this, buy me that. I'm like, yeah. So, it's all for them. So
You're going to have a whole suitcase just for prezzies.
Yeah.
I can't stand shopping. I hate shopping.
Yeah,
Really? I love shopping. Not grocery. Like, grocery shopping I hate, and Claz and Susie and everyone else in the audience probably agrees. Grocery shopping is monotonous and I hate it. But clothes shopping, I love it. Not with kids, but for myself. Anything else? It's awesome. Richard Hart loves shopping too.
I haven't noticed.
When I go shopping, I'm in and out like a robbery.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. You guys are. I hate shopping with men. Sorry, not all men. Probably me and Richard would be great together going shopping, so I love it. But most guys, they just don't want to know. It's like, just get it and get out of here. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. You know?
Just save it up for the annual event. You just rush in and you buy as much as you possibly can.
It's like he's actually scared to go in and look around. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, it's annoying. It's choices. And
I'll
it's
tell you what, though, I
nothing's
did do
ever
a bit of
good enough. And...
in Europe. Sorry, blocked you off there, Bluey.
Now go on.
No, I did do a bit of shopping in Europe. I bought back like 4 pairs of shoes because they're like half the price of what they are in Australia. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What sort of like
Oh,
going
actually-
out shoes?
No, just sneakers like Adidas, Nike. Sunglasses are cheaper. I forgot. I'll show you this little bad boy. I bought this one, that castle that there's a Knights Templar replica dagger thing.
Ooh.
It was pretty cool. I was worried that they were going to take it off me in customs, but it made it through.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
It's amazing you got
I'm
that through
surprised.
customs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's badass, mate. I want to have
All
one
the-
of them in my house.
all the pommies in here probably know about that. Hexagon girls in the chat. I met her there.
So yeah, tell us about the London meetup. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I did not expect that many people to turn up, and everyone was
Yeah.
really good. It was like instantly just click with everyone, you know. I wish there was more time. You just don't have enough time to even talk to everyone and get conversation. You're trying to go bang bang, like 30. I think I don't know, 30 people, 35 people. I think.
Nice.
Off the top of my head,
Nice.
maybe. But I did. I'll tell you what. I got very very drunk. And
Did
then I
you?
lost
Did you
everyone,
vomit?
and I got lost. Hey.
Did you vomit?
No, I didn't. Actually, I did the next morning. Yeah, apparently.
Oh. So what was
yeah, I
it like
proper
meeting
hungover.
Hexagon Girl and Hexy Bastard and Turbo and all
They were
them?
really cool, man. Yeah, it was really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, PulseTube. PulseTube's in the chat here. The PulseTube. I met him there as well.
Yeah.
So the founder of the PulseTube, all the videos he's put together, which is a really good job. I think he's done awesome with that. Yeah, I mean, all these guys and girls were great. They've all got different knowledge and different things they're all into, and they're spread all over the place. Like some of them came for 4 hours just to come to the meeting, which I think is pretty
Really?
awesome. Yeah,
That's amazing. Good on him.
from up north. Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow,
Yeah,
dedication, eh?
Who's that? Yeah, so at the end, I don't even know where we ended up because they were so good. I mean, they'll just buy a drink. I'd buy a drink, and by the time I hadn't even finished my drink, and there'd be another Hexagon. Oh, do you want to drink my ale? I was like, yeah, okay. And it was just like, what the hell?
Nice.
And it escalated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't even remember getting home. I don't remember leaving, but hopefully I didn't make too much of a fool of myself. But I enjoyed it, and definitely need to keep in touch with everyone. And I want to go back and do it all again.
Yeah.
And I missed out on going to the Hex Lambo, which they invited me to. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it in time, but definitely would like to go back and see them. They all talked it up and said it was pretty cool. So,
Well, that was
Looks
the racing.
yeah, the Hex Lamborghinis, the
Yeah.
team there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, one of them crashed, I think. I hope he's doing pretty well, or he's recovered now with any luck. But yeah,
Yeah, that Warren, I don't know what his surname is. I know he's getting better because I saw the post. I think Hexagon Girl was
Yeah,
talking about
the
it.
car looked pretty smashed up. Was he badly hurt? Wasn't
Yeah, but he was badly hurt, but he's recovering.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Archie's in the chat too. I met Archie over there. He's another London Hexagon.
Oh,
He's just
yeah.
gonna have another one. Yeah, that was pretty much me on. Do you want another one? Yeah, okay. Couldn't say no.
I think you have
And
to
I'll tell
say
you
that,
what,
even
they're crazy over there, man. Like they drink, but you know, here we're so strict now. They don't sell you doubles here after a certain time in Brisbane or Queensland, mate. There, everything's a double shot.
yeah. Gosh. But I think you
So-
can't just take drinks all night. Like even at Melbourne meetup, I was getting offered drinks. But if I took every drink, I would have been blind by the time I left. Like you got to pace yourself. One water and then one drink. Oh yeah, you're gonna buy me a drink, buy me a soft drink. But you're just gonna get shit faced.
Yeah, but I'm a man. I got something to prove, you know.
Oh my god. Well, I don't.
I definitely probably made a fool of myself at some point, waiting to hear something pop pop up out of nowhere.
Oh
but
well, true Aussie spirit, mate.
Yeah,
Got to do it
Crude
right.
Mogan spirit
Okay.
had to do it.
Hey, I got something a bit. I'm not sure if people realise, but last week I think we were getting a bit of lip from Papa Boner on the wake up on the wake up Hex crew, which stream a
I
little bit
heard.
after us.
I
It's all in
heard.
good. Look, it's all in good fun. For me, it's all in good fun. I mean, I don't mind a bit of friendly banter. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it onto their stream. They invited a few of us onto the stream on the Thursday. Was it the Thursday? And
It was the next day. Yeah.
it was the next, whenever their next stream was, they invited us on. I couldn't make it, unfortunately. I had the kids looking after them. But yeah, what was he saying? What was Papa Boner saying? What was he saying? I think they were. Look,
Yeah, what
I
was
think there
he
was
saying?
I think
Basically,
they were a bit
that we go into their time slot. He reckons we've gone into their time slot a number of times, and they have to wait for us to finish or something like that. Which I don't think is even true anyway, to be honest. Like,
I was trying to set up.
I want to see the documents. I want to see the proof. I know for a fact. I know that I've done it. Like, I've gone over twice that I can recall, and maybe I've gone over other times that I can't recall.
Riz, heard you
when
saying that you went over time. I wasn't even there last week, and I got an invite to their stream as well. What sort of beef are they looking for? What do they
So
want?
we were going to set up. I think we were going to set up a boxing match now, weren't we? The two streams versus each other. Hex Late Show versus Wake Up Hex.
That ain't going to work out good for those guys. I mean, look, let's just be honest. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to be the referee for it because I go on their stream as well.
Bro,
I go on there.
I thought
no.
I thought all the beef was
No.
quenched. You're trying to fire up the beef again.
No. There's no beef.
Bring back the beef.
It's friendly
Bring back
banter.
the beef.
I'm just stating.
Speaking
facts
of
here,
beef,
right?
speaking of beef, guys, do you know who's fronting PulseCon? Joker, right?
Yeah.
Do you know he's
His what?
changed his name? So Joker's supposed to be fronting PulseCon. He's
What do you
changed
mean
his name on
fronting?
Twitter.
It's crypto,
So
Nick.
he's supposed to be like the main
The
man.
MC.
He was always like the MC.
No,
Yeah.
he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was like and no one
No, he was
liked
just rubbish. He was just like brought on to try to sell tickets, and he's like was going to like rove around and do interviews.
it.
With
No, but
people
he
or
was
something.
going to be like the host of the whole thing from the beginning, right?
No, he wasn't.
So yeah,
I was there
was.
when Team Money. Well, I was there when Team Money asked him.
Well,
So,
a lot of
yeah,
us were under the impression that he was doing this whole thing, but he's changed his name to Crypto Nick, and he's shilling other cryptos and hanging shit on Mexicans. So that'll be really interesting to see if he's still coming.
I mean, he's always been a loose cannon is a nice term, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Just before we go on a tangent. I just want to get a shout out to anyone on the Wake Up Hex team crew. If any of you are watching, which you're probably not,
DJ's here.
but if you
Yeah,
are, why don't you
one of
jump on
them
our stream now? You're welcome to come on and friendly
Let's
banter
talk
with
it out,
us.
bro. Let's talk it out.
No, it's
Well, maybe not now
it's
because we've got Dip Catcher
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah, we've got-
hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Well,
Is he-
I'll believe Dip
he
Catcher's
late?
coming on when I see Dip Catcher coming on. You know, I'll believe that when I see it. I've had what happened last time? I think Alex was supposed to
Yeah,
come on,
Alex
but he
didn't
didn't
come
come
on.
on.
It's
My
a
God.
tough time. It's
just
really
can't
early in
handle the
morning.
time.
It's a
down
tough
under.
time for the US. Yeah.
Mm.
Guys in the US
See?
just don't like waking up early.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Someone had
Bluey.
Neither do I.
someone made a comment in chat, which was a little bit interesting about the AVAX. So Avalanche.
Oh yeah, that's very
Debacle?
interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
You know
So-
what? I've been interested in AVAX for a long time. I was actually one of the original validators on the AVAX chain, and so I was on to and Emin, the guy who runs AVAX, I've been following him since 2016, like when he took a kind of contrary position over the block wars to everybody else, and I thought that was quite interesting. So anyway. And then Richard came out and was like, he didn't like him for some reason, and it wasn't really clear why. And now I think it's a bit clearer. Like, he is dodgy as all, like, fully dodgy. Like, basically, he had a friend who was a lawyer, and they were paying this lawyer, this law company in AVAX tokens, and the role of this company was to go and sue other people to try to draw attention away from AVAX. So they use litigation as a tool for pumping their price, and
they were using it basically just to get themselves a better position in the market and make other teams and
bring heat on other people. Yeah.
So that's draining them financially, and it's making them distracted from what they should be doing. And more, I think it was more about keeping the SEC off of Avalanche's back, so they were focused on other participants in the space, which is
and they had plans to start introducing ILOs, which is an initial liability offering, which is basically people pull money together to sue.
Oh my gosh!
Like, clients.
Really, that's horrible.
Yeah,
this world would be so much better without lawyers. All right.
Yeah, fully. Hey, and he's just turned out to be super dodgy. And like, I went to his Twitter to see what his response was, and it's the most pathetic response. He's basically calling people conspiracy theorists, and it's so funny, man. Because like nowadays you call someone a conspiracy theorist, and it's basically meaning they're telling the truth.
Telling the truth,
That's what it means nowadays. Conspiracy theory doesn't mean what it meant 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched interesting. I watched a clip on the JRE, the JRE podcast clip, and it had this guy who got banned off Twitter, and he actually sued Twitter.
Alex Berenson.
Yeah, and he actually, instead of like going ahead with the case and everything, he settled with them. But as a part of the settlement, he wanted to be able to release documents, he wanted the discovery, he wanted all the documents. And be able to release those documents. And in those documents, what was behind the banning was pressure from the White House wanting to ban him because he was writing stuff that has now turned out to be pretty accurate in relation to all the stuff that went down with the Android 19 and the and the medicine that was distributed.
Yeah. He's great.
Isn't that interesting?
Twitter, and here's a
so you've got like from the highest, power from the highest levels, trying to censor people.
Well,
so much for free speech.
Zuckerberg went on.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I only saw the one clip where he's talking about. Basically, he tried to throw the FBI under the bus.
He was a little bit more vague in the way he talked about it, though. He was saying we weren't told exactly what to do, but we were told that look out in the next couple of days because something major is going to break, and basically we need that silence, we need that shutdown. Now, whether or not they did actually tell him, and he's just put a bit of a white lie in there, or not, but it's pretty clear that. If you're a company, you're going to get a lot of pressure exerted on you to bend to what whoever's in control. Yeah, bend the knee for whoever's in power at that point in time.
Hey, did you see Gelg Daddy's comment? Hey, Gelg Daddy, he said there's a show on today. I think someone was, and he asked our thoughts on it. There it is. Anyone seen the crap stream that blockchain guy put out earlier today about PulseChain? Did anyone see it?
No, I don't know.
No, I didn't see it. But look, we can come back to that a bit later. We've got Dip Catcher on the line. Let me bring him up.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey buddy. Welcome.
How you going? Thanks for coming on. I know it's early morning for you, so we appreciate you getting out of bed and doing this for us.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to talk to you guys, and it's early, but not too early. So
Hey,
Feeling
one
good.
thing I want to say, mate, I didn't realize you've been doing this, but talk about ultra transparency. When you're actually developing your code, you're doing it online in front of people, aren't you?
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. I didn't do all of it live. I started doing it partially just to get it done, because I was like right at the finish line for like kind of a while, and I was kind of procrastinating a little bit. So I was like, all right, I need to roll this testnet phase out. And so I was like, I'm just gonna get on, and I'm gonna stop till it's live. And then people enjoyed it, and actually it was pretty efficient just getting it done, because obviously not like goofing off on Twitter if people are watching me live doing it. So it's been doing that more, and it's and people seem to like it, and I think it does give people a transparent insight into just kind of how everything's working, and I think that's beneficial.
Yeah, no, really cool. Yeah.
So just to give Dip Catcher a formal introduction, you are the co-founder of Maximus Token, which is a token which tokenizes a HEX stake, essentially. HEX stake and also the Hedron component of that. Do you want to give us a quick rundown for anyone in the chat who doesn't or isn't familiar with that token?
Yeah. So a couple months ago, we rolled out Maxi, and what Maxi did was we pooled about 294 million HEX into a single max length stake, and we issued a token that was backed by it. And it was all fully trustless, no admin keys, and so people joined by minting one Maxi per one HEX, contributed to the pool, and then on May 1st, we kicked off this 15-year stake, and the Maximus, the Maxi stake, it started out as Shark number 16. Now it's Shark number 15. So it's one of the largest individual stakes in HEX. The only ones that are larger are ones that were from like the very early stage, from pretty much like the God Whale. So it's one of the largest stakes. There's about 5,500 holders of Maxi. So the benefits of doing this stake pooling is that one, you earn more HEX than you would on your own from the bonuses. Two, and probably the major benefit and the most important one, is the gas fee savings. So users, no individual users is expected to pay the gas to end the stake, and for the longer stakes, that can make a pretty big impact. And so users, have 99.9% gas savings, because the gas for just minting and redeeming the coin is almost nothing. And then also, it keeps a lot of money in the HEX economy, because every time someone's paying gas to end their stake, that's money that they're either having to sell HEX for the ETH to pay, or they're just otherwise not holding HEX. So it actually can keep millions of dollars in the HEX economy just from pooling stakes into one stake. And so we rolled that one out in April of this year, and so right after that, a lot of people are asking, when's the next pool, asking for different types of pools. And so we're getting ready to roll out a new suite of pools called the Perpetuals. And so what these are repeating stakes. So Maxi was like a one and done stake. But these... And
just before you go into the other pools, Maxi is something that you can redeem for the rewards at the end of the stake period. So you can exchange that Maxi for your percentage of that Maxi pool at the end of the 15 years. And that will include your original contribution of HEX plus the accumulated interest HEX in terms of HEX in that time. And also, you guys hard-coded Hedron into there as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So in Maxi, you redeem your portion of the HEX and the Hedron. And the Hedron and the Maxi treasury, that locked in like the 5x bonus just from the launch, because Hedron launched and then we launched. So that one's going to be one of the largest Hedron outside of kind of like the OG whales that from before Big Payday. Maxi is going to be one of the largest holders of the Hedron, and so that treasury is building up HEX and Hedron every day. And so the market is pricing in what that future value is going to be. And so
because you can buy Maxi if you want on the open market. It's available, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Maxi is a fully liquid ERC20 token. There's a liquidity pool that last I looked, I think like 700,000 of liquidity in the V3 pool. And it trade, and yesterday there was like $400,000 of trading volume. So it's liquid enough, it's a long-term, it's like a lot, people hold it as an alternative to staking on their own, but also there's a lot of, just trading and speculation on it because, it's just the market, trying to really figure out how to value it, where, they're including the future value, but maybe discounting to the present. And so it's been pretty exciting to see the, just how the price action's been taking place. And right now, it got as high as like 2-to-1 versus the HEX. I think now it's like at 1.8 something. But yeah, it's been
1.93 as we speak on Dex Screener.
Oh wow. Wow,
1.93.
Yeah, 1.8 when I went to bed last night. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think because part of it is the market just like pricing in the earnings, but also with our upcoming launches, there's a benefit to holding Maxi. So that's probably that's one of the factors that may be being reflected in the price. But yeah, so Maxi was very, very popular, and I think it really opened people's minds to this concept of pooling their HEX stakes. And it was right around the time where kind of Hedron had with the HSIs had introduced the HSIs where you could mint your NFT and then you could sell your NFT. And probably the main distinct difference between getting liquidity from an HSI versus getting liquidity through Maxi is that in Maxi it's fully fungible, so you can trade a small portion of it. You don't need to sell all of it. You can just sell a tiny portion.
You're selling a percentage of the pool, basically. When you sell a Maxi token, you're selling your percentage of that Maxi pool of that stake. Whereas with the HSI, you're selling the stake itself. So and that could go for whatever price. Whereas this is going to be the market price. And there's a HEX Maxi pair on Uniswap, I believe, which means that you can swap Maxi for HEX and vice versa. And would you say that's the best pool?
Yeah, that's the largest one. I think there is a USDC pool, but I think that the HEX one is the largest one. And so
we don't like USDC around here. We don't like USDC after what they've been pulling in the last few weeks.
Yeah, you got 680K in the HEX Maxi liquidity.
Nice. Nice. So are you guys thinking of doing, I know you've got some plans, upcoming plans with Base and team, but are you ever going to do another Maxi Maxi stake, like another 15-year stake, like in the future? Are you considering that?
Yeah. So no expectations, but that totally is a realistic possibility. We wanted to round out kind of the whole range with the new stake pools that we're launching now, but it's trivial for us to launch these new pools, and there are some benefits to kind of spacing them out a little bit, just because. Just giving because every day old HEX stakes are ending, and so there's new HEX that people may want to restake in pools. So we weren't in so much of a rush.
Could that be a yearly thing? Is that potentially? Is that
or maybe even more frequent than that. So, but the one that we're rolling out now that's most like the max length one is DESI, which is a 10-year stake, because we have. So we're rolling out 4 stakes: Base, Trio, Lucky, and DESI. So Base is 1 year, Trio is 3 years, Lucky is 7, and then DESI is 10. So we have these new stake pools coming out. So DESI will have that full 200% longer pays better bonus, and then it'll kind of scale down from there. And the purpose of these pools is one, just because people are asking for like a whole range, and then 2, just to give. Even though the longer ones earn more, there is a good balance to have in a portfolio of these shorter stakes so holding a portfolio of these is a way to do a type of staking ladder that where you have some certainty in the earnings, and you're not fully relying on a high premium at the time that you may need to, withdraw some of your funds. And so with these shorter ones, the base is redeemable every year, trio is redeemable every 3 years, and so holding a basket of these is kind of like building your own stake ladder in a really flexible way.
Yeah, I might just I'll put Tangent's hat on for a moment because I know he couldn't be here tonight, but I'm sure he's got a question he'd like to run by you. When considering what pool you would go into, his concern, or he's not concerned, but his question is, why would you go into any other pool that's not getting you max rewards? So
yeah,
why wouldn't you just have all DESI pools?
So the main reason is in the event that you think you may need funds sooner, or say you want to front run the people in the DESI pool, the shorter pools, you're like, because if everyone was trying to use the DESI pool as like and they were trying to sell, treat the DESI pool like a stake ladder. If everyone was trying to do that, then there'd be no premium for anybody. And so because the longer the stake pool, like the longer the stake duration is, the more uncertainty there is in the end earnings, and so the market can have a really wide premium and discount range. And so if you're relying on these on this for funds you may need in 3 years or 2 years or so, the longer pools, there's risk there that at the time that you may need to sell, there's going to be a lot of other people also needing to. And so the shorter ones have more certainty in the earnings because they're redeemable at shorter periods. And so, the longer ones are more like a long-term, speculation.
I hadn't thought about that, but I guess when the pool ends, there's no need to sell. Like there's no sell pressure. Like if you're trying to sell before the pool ends, I guess you're hammering the price of the token that represents that pool. But I guess if you wait for the redemption period, there's no sell pressure. It's just get your HEX back.
Yeah, because you can just redeem it. That's pretty cool about these pools. And we saw it in the first 15 days. Like if you look at the first 15 days of Maxi, it was because when it's mintable, it's also redeemable. So the price during the first 15 days, it stayed right at 1-to-1 versus HEX because that was the minting rate and the redemption rate. And so what we'll probably see is that during the periods in between these stakes, the price, because it'll still continue to trade, so the price will probably just converge to the redemption rate. And then so that's kind of a cool feature in this, is that you can either sell or redeem. So depending on where you are in your situation, if you want to realize that as an income event, you can just redeem your principal plus yield, or if you want to realize it as a capital gain, you can just sell the coin. And then it's anytime like there seem to be a lot of active buyers in that redemption phase, because if you can get a little bit lower price than that 1-to-1, then you're getting a good deal instantly. So
but
a couple ways to do it.
Were you and Gold Key surprised at the premium and how fast the premium went up on Maxi?
Kind of. Like I really didn't know what to expect. And it was driven by really like a handful of buyers. It seemed like there were people that just missed the minting, and then they were kind of rushing in. But also a lot of people were using that as an alternative to just staking on their own. So regardless of price, like they weren't just trying to sell into like a 10% or even 100% gain, because the end value, like if the current daily payout per T share remains at like 6.2, the end value of Maxi is going to be about 6 or 7 to 1. And so on one hand, it's a premium to the current value, which is it's earned about 10%. It's earned about 30 million HEX so far. So it's right now, like the net asset value is like 1.1 HEX per Maxi. But so it's higher than that, but it's also a lot lower than the likely end value. And so it's kind of even hard to really, determine what to measure it from, right? Because from current value, it's at a premium, but at end value, it's at a discount. And so it's, kind of in between there, but yeah.
43, can we chuck up that graphic just for a second, if that's able to be shared? So what we're looking at here, this is, so the bottom blue line is the underlying NAV, excluding the hedron that it's accruing as well. So I took this morning, I think it was, so it was 1.123. So as of about 5 minutes ago, I just redrafted the percentage, and that's a 74% premium, excluding the hedron side of things. So, and it's sat in that top purple box pretty well over more than half of its life. So it's been pretty consistent with that premium it's at.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how it just chugs along. And kind of the way I view it, I mean, right now it's at 1.9. It's earning 30%. And so it's like the market has basically priced in the first 3 years of earnings, which kind of makes sense because you can be, fairly certain that the daily payout per T share is probably going to be around 6.2 to maybe 6.6 range during that period of time. And so I did a whole video on this couple months ago where just discussing that perhaps it's just pricing in like how certain it is about those earnings or anything after 3 years, because a lot can change in between now and then regarding the daily payout. It all depends on how much of the stakes get restaked and how many T shares get replenished, and so it's kind of just pricing in the earnings, but also I mean there's the implication with the upcoming launch that may drive.
That's where I want to head with all of this. But so that there is a bit of a scarcity to the token at the moment as well. Like if you want to get a piece of that pie with that 10-year, that 15-year stake, not everyone's selling that. So there's a premium there. But things are changing a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's we're getting we just from all. I mean, because it's kind of there was a lot more interest than I thought there would be. I didn't realize the participation would be so high, and then it kind of really, it kind of was just inserted into the lexicon of everyone, and so these upcoming pools I think are going to add some really good variety in options for people, and then also. They're just like new. It's like a new way to a new avenue to onboard people into HEX, because now it's you kind of equipped with like a new sales pitch, with increased earnings, decreased fees, new tokens, lucky. That's just like a cool thing in general. And so and then also part of these perpetuals is that they share half of their bigger pays better bonus with people that hold and stake team. And so a team is meant to be as like a growth engine for these perpetuals, by being incentivized to help make these as large as possible. And so the earnings that team gets, it comes from half of the bigger pays better bonus, which is actually very small. It didn't really hit me how small bigger pays better is relative to longer pays better until Maxi, because in bigger pays better, or for Maxi, the bigger pays better is only like 3% of the total value, compared to the longer pays better, which it's huge. So like bigger pays better maxed out is equivalent to 1 year of longer pays better. So the base stake longer pays better bonus, that 1 year, is actually equal to the bigger pays better. So we decided to do bigger pays better because it's only that yield is only money that people made by participating in the pool. So it didn't feel like it came at anyone's expense, because we really wanted there to be a class of people that have skin in the game with team that are incentivized to grow these pools. That's like the whole purpose of it is that it's like a marketing machine. And so we chose to make the earnings from team be incentive based, where small pools, no earnings, big pools, bigger earnings. And so and where those earnings didn't feel like it came at the people's expense who participate. It's not like a flat fee. It's not like some other things. So it's money that they wouldn't have got anyways. So the team stakers earned from bigger pays better. And then also this was mainly just for convenience and keeping the perpetual pool contracts simple. it had to do with just because these ones repeat, we didn't quite know what to do with the hedgerons. So the team stakers also get the hedgeron from these pools, which is pretty small for the short stakes now that there's no bonuses anymore. But it could grow, and it's just like an added bonus for the team stakers to continue to grow these pools.
So let's maybe just head down that path of how do you get team, and maybe we can pull that apart a little bit. So everyone
Can we
knows
just throw in a question from the chat first? We've got Cabana Crypto from the happy hour stream on Saturday morning, our time, or Friday afternoon US time. And his question is, what's the status of the latest audits?
Yeah, so it was supposed to get back to me on the 28th, and then they messaged me and said that it'll probably get to me on Monday or Tuesday. So should get in today, per the last update that they had given me. And that's pretty much the last thing that we're waiting on. We finished, the contracts are done, the front ends, we'd run, 2 different tests on testnet just to, get the front ends all ready to go. And so that's basically the last thing that we're waiting on. So they'll get it back to me. Hopefully there's nothing that I need to change, but if there are things that I need to update, I'll have to update that, and then they'll, kind of re-audit and confirm that I made those changes. But yeah, that's pretty much the last thing that we're waiting on. So should be soon that we're ready to launch.
Cool. I know a lot of hexagons really like to see audits. Even if they don't read them, they like to see that they exist.
Yeah, it's important for me too, because it helps me just be more confident in it.
Dipcatcher, is Maxi going to be on PulseChain as well? Are you going to get a copy of that as well?
Yeah, so the entire all these pools, they'll be copied over, and so I did a video on it earlier this week about what happens when the whole Maxi ecosystem is copied over to PulseChain. Because we'll have these different stake pools of different lengths, and on 2 chains, and then perhaps what we're really trying to do is get those in that incentivized PulseX pool, list. And so if there's a lot of trading, then the market's able to measure the value of future hex yield across 2 chains, which could give some pretty important information about how the market thinks about the value of the hex stakes from on one side to the other. So yeah, the copies is because it's just a normal ERC20, and so it'll get copied over just like that.
Awesome. Louis got a question.
Yes, let me just find it.
The Dipcatcher, you want to pop it up?
When is the first team payout? What happens to all the team earnings from the first pool entries?
Yeah, so the first team payout will be in a year. So the base stake, that 1 year stake, that's like the calendar for the whole team staking system. And the way that team works is that you have to start your team stake, but you stake in 1 year periods. So you have to start your team stake before the base stake starts, and then you have to keep it staked until the end of that 1 year base stake. And then if you do that, you can claim your portion of all the income that came into the team contract during that year. So during the first year, the income will come from the base stake. Second year, base stake only. Third year, there's going to be the base stake earning in that year, and also the trio stake. So that'll be like a very large payout, because there's going to be 2 stakes ending, and one of them is going to be, the 3 year. And then also in addition to that, this is part of, the launch, extravaganza. There's it kind of answers the question about how the minting works. You mint one team per maxi that's put into the contract, and from that maxi, 20% of it is burnt. So it's just reduces the supply, so that now every other maxi is redeemable for a little bit more hex out of that end of the 15-year period. And then 30% of the maxi that's contributed is put into this contract called the 369 maxi escrow contract. And what that does is it redistributes it back to team stakers in years 3, 6, and 9. So it's just like, I call it like a 369 rebate, where team stakers have a chance to get some of their maxi back. And so during year 3, 6, and 9, that's when, it'll be released, across those years. So in year 3, there's going to be stakers in year 3 are going to earn from base stake, trio stake, and they're going to earn some maxi back. So that'll be like a big staking year probably. And then, year 6, the same thing. And then year 7, you'll have base and lucky stake ending. And that'll probably be a big one, because I did a poll, and these longer ones, they're obviously popular because people, want the more earnings. And so those bigger pools, because all those earning, base, it's earning every year, and, it's earning smaller amounts, but it's happening every year. These bigger ones are earning, or the longer ones are earning more, and the payouts all happening at once in year 7. So during those years where those longer stakes end, you may see a lot of staking activity. And so there's a whole dynamic there with, the staking to earn the yield. And then if you early end stake, there's a 3.69% penalty, which is just permanently burnt, because when you stake your team, it's burnt, and when you unstake it, it's reminted. So if you early end stake, you just get reminted, a little bit less, than the amount, because it applies a 3.69% penalty to that amount. So there's some dynamics there with, the staking, which removes circulating supply, and then maybe if that causes the price to go up, people early end stake, and then that reduces supply. So that's how the team staking works.
We've got another. I've just got a few questions in the chat, so I'll just pop these up. You might have addressed this a little bit earlier, but if you could just answer Stephen McClatchy's question: why would you go into smaller terms like DESI instead of just waiting for the next maxi? And that's sort of along the lines of what Tangent was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally everyone's choice, right? What they choose to do. These smaller ones, they do have their benefit, because say you do that 10-year one, it'll earn, a little bit less than than maxi, for instance. It's earning over a shorter period of time. And so if you were to restake, you'd be impacted by the share rate increasing over that period of time. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of everyone's choice, but people have different strategies, and
I think it's fair to say that the maxi at the end of that stake is going to be setting the share rate, because there'll be nothing that earns better than that. In 15, that's going to have like the full, the best ROI, in that when that comes out, and that might not be the case for the DESI. So but you can claim the DESI. You can claim the DESI after 10 years. You can claim it yourself if you want to hang on to it.
I've got to admit, I was in the same boat as Tangent, where I was like, why would you use base and trio? Why wouldn't you just go with DESI? But now after just this short conversation, it makes more sense to me now. You may want the benefit of a year's stake, and it's the HEX you really want. So you let it go through the redemption period, and you get your HEX back, you get your original HEX back plus the interest. So that does make a lot of more sense now. There's no sell pressure. You're getting the HEX back that's due with the interest. So I think it's
and that's kind of the trade-off, is that because with the longer ones, there's the chance for a premium fast. Like the price of it could hit the redemption level years before it's redeemable, and so a handful of users may be able to experience that same net earnings, but in a shorter period of time. So from their perspective, they experienced like a much higher APY, but only a handful of people could actually do that, depending on how much buy pressure there is at those premiums. And so there's with the longer ones, there's definitely more room for volatility that people can either trade, or just people can just, all right, I was doing a 10-year stake, but I guess I'm doing a 6-year stake now. I'm earning the same amount. So it does create those opportunities. But yeah,
And,
and so these ones are more for like a staking ladder, as opposed to like the long the long one, which is more of like a long-term investment that you can gain liquidity from if you want, but there's uncertainty around really the price that you're going to get at the time you need it.
And Brizology's got a question. Is there any way to know how much yield team will generate?
So it's based on a couple of things. So one, the main driver is the size of the perpetual pools, because the larger those are, the larger that the team stakers earn. So that's like the top line, and then is just how much that's making in HEX and Hedron, and then you also have to include the maxi in those years. But then also the other big driver is how much maxi is minted into team, and then what percent of that team is staked. Because if more team is staked, then more people that it's being split over, but then less people staking, then less than higher earnings, because the same earnings are being split over less people. So that's like the big unknown for everyone to speculate on. And I do recommend that people make their own calculations. Like I have a spreadsheet that I don't publish it because I don't want to project anything really. Like it's mainly for me to estimate and make better understand the system.
Top secret spreadsheet.
Well,
Can we get a link to that?
Is it cheat sheet?
Because it's just my guess is on how big these pools are going to be and how much participation there's going to be. Like my guess is just as good as anyone else's, and so I think it is a good exercise to kind of work through these numbers yourself. And the big benchmark that people are trying to make with that is the tough question, the $1 billion question here is, do you mint team or do you hold the maxi, or like what percent? That's actually a very difficult decision to make.
So I've
got a question.
Sorry, you go.
So, sorry, Jexa. I'll cut you off. You go, mate. You go.
No, you go. I've asked a few questions.
Okay, so there are people watching here and they have maxi, and they're a bit confused about the whole the stuff that's going on. They're like, what can I do with this maxi apart from just sell it for HEX or hang on to it? What can I do with it now? I can go swap it for. What can I swap it for? I can go swap it for team.
For team, yeah. So you mint team 1-to-1. So you get one team per one maxi that you mint, and then if you stake that during years 3, 6, 9, you could get some of it back, and the amount you get, the absolute minimum would be 0.15 maxi back per team. That's like if 100% of all team is staked. But then if the stake participation is low, or if people early end stake during that year, then you may get more than one back. If less than 30% of the maxi, or if less than 30% of the team is staked, which could happen. In HEX we only have 10%. That has to do with OA. The equivalent of OA in the team system is called the mystery box. So maybe there's some similarity there. But if that stake percent is quite low, then there's a chance that you get back more than like the people that do stake their team. If you're of that smaller group that's staking, you may get more maxi back. And so so there's it's unknown what the maxi rebate is going to be at the end per team stake. This is based on how many people stake their team. But yeah, so you can mint your maxi into team, and then team from team, it's you're on the maximum style team, and so that's what you can do with it.
Cool.
So the
cool.
mystery box gets 50% of the maxi initially. Is that correct?
Yeah. So of all the maxi that comes in, 20% is burnt. So it's like redistributed to all maxi holders equally. And then 30% is rebated to the team stakers in year 3, 6, and 9. And then the remaining half goes to the mystery box.
Yeah.
And then the mystery box also gets a copy of the team. So the total supply of team is going to be it's going to be 2 times the number of maxi that is minted into team. So that's going to be the maximum supply. and then it'll only decrease over time as people early end stake. And then the mystery box, it's absolutely a mystery. A lot of people always ask like what it was, it's a mystery. I did a stream where I kind of covered the whole range of what mystery box could do. Could dump all the team and dump all the maxi on day one, or it could burn all the team and burn all the maxi, or all possibilities in between. Fully mystery. I recommend people just think what they would do if you had a bunch of maxi and a bunch of team. Like what might you be incentivized to do, or what would you do with it? So
yeah,
I know
you probably can't answer this directly, but I always think when there are these types of things like, the OA, the SA, I feel like it's in their interests to do things that's good for the ecosystem. That's sort of my assumption. It could be wrong, but it seems to be what has been working for the OA and the SA.
Yeah,
so that's going to be my assumption going into it.
Yeah, I mean, the OA has been a very good steward of HEX, and SA has been a good steward of Hedron, and the mystery box, it remains a mystery whether or not it'll be a good steward, but
we're going to find out. We're going to find out. So, DJ Cryptomatic has a question, a bit tongue in cheek. Can Dick Catcher be a coder for PulseChain?
I mean, I was never asked, I honestly, I don't even know if I would be qualified to solve the problems that they're solving. Like, I'm more on like the application side, not so much like the underlying infrastructure side. Like, and so yeah. I honestly, I wouldn't even know where to start with some of the things that I know that they're having.
I think it's just that you seem to be able to just get things done.
Yeah. So maybe I could, I do pride myself in that I can just make it happen. But yeah, maybe we launch this, then I go and help launch PulseChain. I hadn't even thought of that. It's a good idea.
So the minting of team. So much like we just went through with the WOTSA NFTs, it's a one-time event. You've got to give up something of value to get in and get a piece of that. How long is the minting process?
So the team minting is going to be 21 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we launch, so kind of the way it works is that I'll hit the deploy button on the team contract, and the team contract, when that one is deployed, it actually deploys the perpetual pools. So so they all kick off at the same time. So the first minting phase of the pools is going to be 21 days, but then every cycle after that, the minting and redemption phase is going to be 7 days. So it's going to be a shorter period of time in between for those ones. And then, so right now the plan is for them all to start with a 21-day launch phase and then 7-day in between. But that'll be the case for base and trio. But for Lucky and Desi, we may actually extend those just to give more time because with the shorter stakes, like every day not staked is yield lost. And so 4 days out of a year, if it was every 4 days, that's 1%. But 4 days out of a 10-year stake, it's not so much of a large percent. So for the longer pools, we may extend those, but they'll all kick off at the same time. So probably all hell's gonna break loose. I don't know. Last time there was something where 5 coins launched at once, even though 4 of them are really the same thing, but just different length. But and team's kind of the wild card in there. But
so basically the team minting will finish just as the perpetuals start.
So team minting finishes as the base stake starts. So right. So because the team minting is 21 days and base is 21 days, and then the way that the contract works, the base stake, like there's a function called finalize minting, and that's what sends the maxi to that 369 escrow. It sends the maxi to the mystery box, and then it burns that portion of the maxi, and then it turns off the minting. So that actually, just the way it's programmed, that can only happen once the first base stake has started. So, so the base stake starts at the same, and then in that moment, the team minting ends. So 21-day period for that. So what that means is that the mystery box, it cannot stake in the first year. So because it only gets its team after that first year has already started. So that's the, kind of a little Easter egg there.
Yep, definitely.
Hey
So-
guys, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Sorry, I'm gonna go. So thanks for having me. Good to see you all. Good to see you too, Catcher. And I'll catch you soon.
Yeah, thank you. We'll talk to you
Have
soon.
fun.
See you, Sammy.
See you, Sammy.
See you next time.
See ya.
Your internet was great tonight, by the way.
I know.
it was.
I fixed it. I fixed the problem. All right. See you in chat. Bye.
See you, Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I don't know whether must have been watching one of your streams and you referred to Team as pretty much a referral program. So we haven't had a referral program in HEX since the AA. So I think that's a nice way to look at the team side of things. It encourages people to go out and get people participating in the pools, which locks up more HEX and it's good for the ecosystem.
It's like the first time that there's been like a onboarding incentive since that referral system, because there's only so many existing hexagons to get in these pools, and if the team stakers are incentivized to grow them, then perhaps, and also they have like an income stream. Perhaps we may see some pretty cool marketing campaigns that people pay with from their team earnings, and so.
What's really good though is it's a referral program that doesn't cost the referee anything. Like they're not getting a clip taken off of them, because it's something, like you said, they wouldn't have got anyway if they'd just done a normal stake. So, I think, hats off to you, mate. That's pretty clever. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
How we going?
How are we going for time? We are at 1 hour and 46 minutes. I'm just going to wait on DJ Cryptomatic in the chat. If you could let me know, are we about to run into your time, or do we have more time? I'm always really concerned. We've had a bit of an ongoing problem with the Wake Up HEX crew who go on after us, Dipcatcher, and they we've been running into their time occasionally. So we want to try and avoid that. Make sure that we stay on their good side.
Yeah,
because we don't want Papa Boner to break out the whip.
Maybe I should hop right from this stream onto there.
We usually do a segment called Bitch Tits of the Week, but I don't even know if anyone's voted. We haven't even asked anyone to vote for like about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's long gone, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll do the intro, but that's about it, and we'll remind people to vote for next week. So, guys, you can go to www.titbit.com.
We've lost
you. Cut out there. You cut out, mate.
Cut out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You've been a bit of an alien tonight, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I'm having some internet issues. Unfortunately. So the website is www.titbit.ch. Go there and vote on what you think the HEX price is going to be in 7 days from now. And then we'll draw you, and hopefully, if you get it right, you'll be Bitch Tits of the Week.
So chat, while we've got Dipcatcher here, if there's any questions you'd like to chuck his way, if you can pop those in the chat as well. There were some good questions coming through, so if we can keep those flying, that'd be great.
Did you see? Have you been on Twitter this in the last couple of days, Dipcatcher?
Yeah, I live on Twitter. I tweet like, look at my analytics. I tweet like 400 times a month.
Did you see the Vitalik fiasco?
Yes.
Hey, do you have any comments? Is this Photoshop? What's going on? Socks or just hung like a horse?
I mean, he must have just been really happy to see whomever was taking that photo, or he's just so excited about the merge. Maybe they were.
I think Richard Hart has started a trend. He started the trend.
Oh God, yeah. Where is that going to lead?
Come on, we got to see the Maximus founders PP now. What? Stand up.
Yeah,
Dude, we need to start like a new trend. All the founders in crypto just need to have their shot of them just standing there in their tight track pants.
yeah. I guess that's what full transparency means. In
They're gonna want an audit.
yeah, twice audited.
Look, we really appreciate you coming on, Dipcatcher, and explaining those things to us. We know it's really early in the morning there for you, so extra big thank you, and also congratulations, because I know quite recently you tied the knot. I think I saw it on Twitter. So yeah, congratulations on that. That's quite a big milestone.
Yeah, thank you. I'm screaming outside because I didn't want to wake up my wife.
Yep. Good move, mate. Good move.
You're anchored
You're
now.
starting on the right foot.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
does any of you guys have any questions before we wind it up?
I was actually going to say, is there anything you wanted to let anyone know, Dipcatcher? Is there any?
I guess, follow me on Twitter, Tanto Nomini, also at Maximus_DAO. We'll be launching, hopefully in the next couple of days, if everything from the audit goes smooth. To participate in the pools, you just need liquid HEX. To participate in team, you'll just need Maxi. And then, beware of scammers. Every day there's people DMing on Telegram as if they're me. I will never DM you asking you for anything. Don't fall for fakes. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I had a good time chatting with you guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming on again.
Thanks for coming.
All right, guys. Well, big shout out to the chat. Thank you for coming along and participating. We appreciate you all. And we're going to sign out for this week. So take care and yeah.
Before we go,
see you next week.
Thanks. Can you read that?
Can't read it. Now pull it back a bit.
What's that say? What's it say? Hang on.
I don't know. Can we say the C word on here or what?
I think it's being
I'm trying to take notes on I'm going property of Cunty McFuckface.
Is that what you want to say?
Yeah. Oh no, I said it. Is that bad?
All right.